Today's show is brought to you by DraftKings. As y'all can see in the bottom of the screen, shout out to them. You know, the top rated sports booking app. And we rocks with them in a big time way, man, because they are safe, they are secure, but more importantly, they are reliable. And for all those people that are trying to get into this thing or starting to get into this thing, man, that we like to call sports booking, you know, sports betting and stuff like that, make sure you download the app, DraftKings Sportsbook. And when you download that app, it's going to have a time where you can make your first wager, right? Well, when you're making that first wager of a minimum of $5, if you use the promo code MOATS, you will also receive an additional $200 in free money for your bets. All right. It's a simple concept. Put in 5, use the promo code, get an extra $200. I kind of like that deal, Deke. I don't know about you, but it seems pretty legit to me. All right. But either way, it's a dope concept. Now, I also understand on the contrary that sometimes when we start having a little fun, we overdo it. Sometimes we might create an issue. Maybe even a gambling problem. Might even need some crisis counseling, referral services. I mean, if that is the case.
Yeah.
See, that's a number that you could dial. For my New Yorkers, you got a number you could text. But for the rest of y'all in the room, wherever you're at right now, I want you to listen real closely. I said if you need some services, the number you should call is 1-800-GAMBLER. I said 1-800-GAMBLER.
I was going to say this for Josh Allen. Now, he was on one. We know how good Josh Allen is. But 2 of those passes I thought could have been picked. The one by Minka for sure. Mm-hmm. But then the other one where he floated it, I think it was to Shakir whenever they were close to the red zone. And we had the dude we just picked up off the street, 16. Like, if that was a dude that had a little bit more body control and knew what he was doing, I think that could have been a pick because that felt really underthrown. Yeah. He's stumbling over himself and is like trying to bat the ball out as Shakir catches it and then he runs in. But no, I mean, Allen played good. But you get what I'm saying. Those are self-inflicted. That's 2 touchdowns right there.
And think about what we also said, right? We also said, hey, this Bills team was going to give you some opportunities, but you have to capitalize on them as well. Mm-hmm. We saw a couple of them. Unfortunately, we weren't in position at that particular moment to make those plays. But yeah, that's some of the stuff. But a lot of it was, like I said, self-inflicted. And the other part of it was the injuries that we're sustaining right now. When you're talking about why Josh Jackson is out there, our secondary became Cam Sutton, James Pierre, Arthur Milet, and Josh Jackson. That was our nickel package.
Trey Norwood starting.
Think about
safety.
that. Think about where we were. Whereas in contrast, when it was Akello, Levi, Cam Sutton, Trey Norwood, worst case, Arthur Milet, worst case, James Pierre, worst case. That's a big difference right there. When you're talking about the difference between a Trey Norwood and a Terrell Edmunds, when people always talk about Edmunds as a bad player and this and that, it's like, no, he is not. He's not as explosive in terms of the productivity, in terms of turnovers like a Minka Fitzpatrick, but Edmunds is still a really good player. He's a short tackler. His body position is always correct. He understands leverage. He understands where to be. When I looked at the touchdown, the first Gabe Davis touchdown,
that was terrible.
But that's the difference. That is a part of that. And it's not a knock on a young player, but that is a part of why one was a first-round draft pick in terms of talent, smarts, and playmaking ability where the other guy was not. That is what you deal with at times. And didn't we see that also last year? But what was the difference? Josh overthrew it. And we said, what? Long foul ball. It was
one to Sanders.
Absolutely. That was the exact same
on
concept.
Trey Norwood too, right?
Okay. So it's nothing new right there, right? That's not new. But those are the things that we kind of forget about at times, man, when we're talking about the context of these players. But Edmunds is one of them dudes that, yeah, we felt him not being out there. Another one of them throws, man, where I forgot who was on the right sideline. We're running cover 2 again. Levi's kind of like sloughing off, looking inside. They hit the throw right on our sideline. It's like 15, 20 yards. That's another play where I'm like, man, Norwood is doing what he's supposed to do, but athletically, he is not the same caliber of athlete as Edmunds. So he's not going to be able to get over there to make that play. And Josh just literally was like, all right, my arm is better than you as an athlete. And that's what he was able to do at times. Then they also schemed up some good stuff, man. I thought they did a good job of trying to highlight Diggs or no, it was mainly Diggs, trying to get him in that slot, whether it be on Spillane or on Milet, because they know how we operate defensively and how, yes, it sounds cool to just say, hey, man, when they keep lining up that receiver right there, just switch the nickel and the linebacker and put the nickel on Diggs right there and the linebacker out there. That's cool for the pass. But if it's not a pass and it's a run, now everything is jacked up. And that becomes even more of an issue, man. So they were doing stuff that was well for them. And honestly, man, you got to give Ken Dorsey credit, man. He is a good young OC right now. He's making his name, but he's not new to that Bills team. He's been a part of that staff as well. So it's a lot of continuity over there. They know what they're doing. That's a well-oiled machine right now, whereas for us, we're still going through those growing pains of figuring out our true identity, our personnel groupings, and things like that. So you can see the difference of why we could stick with them for a little bit, but then when we started to mess ourselves up, they never went through that phase because they were already past that. They've already went through them growing pains. So we're just at two different times right now. But the talent is still there, and that's the thing where it's like, why be optimistic? Why not punt on this season? Because we still have a lot of ball, and it's still the talent that's already here. Now we're just trying to see, can we fine tune it and get these guys playing like they're supposed to every single snap?